Hey, what it do, baby? Welcome to Vegeta Center. Thank you guys for liking, watching, and subscribing. Hey, yo, look. Ever since they banned this man, I've been waiting. I've been trying to make him good, but I'm gonna need your help. All right. So, I always like doing shout out. Every time there's something good that somebody's playing, I give the shout out. Shout out to Puda. Puda at locals. My man's coming up with the best, bro. He's beating me with this deck. He's still rolling with it, and we're like, bro, how are you still doing that after the errata? He's still doing it somehow. But big props to my man's. He goes to my locals, Puda. But as far as myself, I don't like the okay. The way they should have handled it is any free card, switching gears, the other switching gears, the Goku one, the one that don't matter. They got rid of Tao. Any free card in the game that's not Overrealm should just be banned. You get me? But the invaders weren't a problem. I don't think the invaders are a big problem. Just get rid of Belmod. Just get rid of Tao. Fuck it. One hit wonder Goku, the little red Goku. Get rid of that motherfucker. Who gives a shit? What's the other free card? Surprise attack Frieza. If he's free, get him out. Just get him out. Fuck. There's a Vegeta that gets played with Spirit Boost. Get him out. Who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck what the cost is. Just get him out. Get free cards out of red. And then now this burn effect that happens with King Vegeta doesn't mean that much. You know what I mean? So that was my problem. My problem is that, like, I don't think they had to do that to the invaders. Now, when my friend Puda, for example, builds this deck, he's still paying one for the invaders. You guys know how I feel about paying energy. I don't tip strippers. I'm not gonna, let alone tap in energy for shit that I know I deserve for free. So I'm not tapping no fucking energy for a young invader. Bro, I was doing that shit for free once a turn, on either turn. I don't want to hear the shit being paid for one. For me. That's me. So like in King Vegeta, go to my King Vegeta deck from last one, for the starter deck King Vegeta, I was swapping. I was like rivaling, like that free arrival King Vegeta. I fucked up. I'm not gonna wait to turn 3 to swap it, but it's still free. I'd rather do that and play the green-red arrival one for free and then swap into the 3-drop Vegeta than pay for the. But that's just me. So my build isn't gonna be like that. I'm just. This is for King Vegeta lovers, obviously. By the way, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not playing the field. When he attacks, he still looks at the top 5. So the way I'm taking advantage of him now, because I still want to play him. His weaknesses are his playstyle's gotta change, in my opinion. And if you're playing the old playstyle, just be ready, be mindful, and be ready to play around the limitations it currently has. Something a player like Puda has been doing really well. So go to the channel, ask him out, ask him what's up with his list, and ask him for some tips, whatever. And if you're not, check out my version. His front side is extremely strong because every time he attacks, he does look at the top 5, and he does grab a Saiyan that's 5 or less, which means you're gonna have your super combos, 4 of them at the end of the day. At the end of the day, every game. When your opponent's life is at 4 or less, you can draw a card and switch one of your energy to active mode, and you're gonna take life up to 5. Let's see the back. You're gonna reduce it. Doesn't matter. When I don't play the invaders. When this card attacks, you draw one, and then once per turn, when a card is negged on your opponent's side, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and you give it minus 10,000 for the turn. So how am I playing this if I'm not playing the young invaders? 2 ways, right? 1, the game has slowed down. It's not as aggro, so that's a good thing for this deck. 2, it seems like more mid-rangey, a lot less barrier cards being played that are really threatening. So, like, I think that if this deck can go forward, for my playstyle, it can go in a really mid-rangey way. An insane card is Frieza's Death Ball. It's going to give one of your leader cards or battle cards 15k power. And you're going to choose one of your leader cards, or your opponent's leader cards, or battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000. With this leader, that combination is, like, deadly. Because it's literally, what? 25, it's 35,000 worth of combo in this leader for 1 energy. And you guys know how I like getting the most out of my energy, and Frieza's Death Ball does that to the aces. 2 Champa, it's the greatest finisher in the game. You can do 1, you can do 3, whatever you want. I wouldn't go 0 though, especially in a red deck. King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. Obviously, this is a leader that likes to neg things, and this is a card I really like. You can go down to 3 if you want. But this is a really good floodgate in this deck, especially. You want to just squeeze that effect of minusing something 10,000 on the leader if you neg something as much as you can to get the most value out of it. There's unfortunately some decks that do really good against King Vegeta, but obviously some don't. It's really weird. You're going to be charging this card a lot depending on who you're playing against, but in this leader that has really good synergy, so I play. Obviously one King Piccolo New Ruler, and this is a free 20k that can't be blocked. That's double strike once per turn. Oh, another card. I love this card so much. Unison we're playing. I'm not playing the Jiren. I'm going a little cheaper with it. I'm just playing 4 Piccolo Juniors. Why? 1, he draws. I think that we need to give this leader as much help as possible in the draw department for him to win. I know Jiren's great, and I know that using him with the Spirit Boost into the Videl is really good, and I recommend you do that. I'm not going to lie to you. But I am just going to go into Champa because I think he's good enough. I think we have enough negging to not have the Spirit Boost, but if you do the Videl, I totally get it. I can probably switch my mind and go into that. I just want to be as cheap as possible and draw as much as I can. Also, Piccolo will, like, win the game for you. Just, look, if it wasn't for the first auto, that if your opponent uses a counter skill and you KO something 15k or less, I would literally play Jiren over this. But it's the fact that that auto is so game-breaking sometimes, I have to play him. I do play the 4 Yamcha, obviously. You can do what you want with testing the app. I play him at 2. The 4 super combo are obviously going to beat Raditz, or you can be cheeky and play one of the... You guys know the one I used to play, the Frank Castle special. As a matter of fact, I should put him here. It's the girl, Gine. One Gine that makes... gives one of your other cards 6k. That's the OG. If you guys know what I'm talking about, sound off or put it in your deck. You know what? Matter of fact, deadass, when I play this deck, I'm going to put 1 Gine, 3 say Raditz, Saiyan Youth. But it's got to be a red card that's a Saiyan because we want to search our super combos. You're going to have 4 super combos at the end of the day, every time. Kai, you can do Lineage, you can do Pan. I think Kai's better in this deck because it's more control. Pan would be perfect though if we were last set. Could you imagine if the turn 1, turn 2 kill of King Vegeta had Pan back in the day? Ooh, I just thought about that. Okay, Secret Identity, 2 of, just for some removal. I can do Fight Against Fate though. One card that I would have gone with 4 Frieza's Death Ball because of how good it is. Shout out to Eddie St. Hilaire, really selling me in Frieza's Death Ball, by the way. But Vegeta Royal Evolution is extremely good. One, it's 0.5k, so that's really good to replace some of the Frieza's Death Ball. You want to have as much 0.5k combo as you can, but also for 1 energy. If your little card is mono red and you discard this card from your hand, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets negative 10k for the battle. So it's like, it's a minus 15k with the leader effect. I'm sorry, it's a minus 20k with leader effect defensively. And offensively, if your opponent has 3 or more energy and it's your turn, at the end of the battle in which you combo this card from your hand, you switch up to 1 of your red leaders to active mode, and it gets 5k power, and it has skills, keyword skills negated for the turn. Make sure you do this at the right timing. Because, I mean, for 1 energy, right, you're basically giving your leader 2 5ks, and you're getting so for 1 energy you're getting a 20k swing, basically a 20k swing of a leader followed by the leader that you gave the swing you gave your leader before. So it's 2 5k combos and it's standing up your leader and giving you a 20k swing. It's just really good value, and the fact that it has synergy on the backside is really good, or on the defensive side. I'm playing these boys. I'm going back to crew. Just because they're very cheap and they all draw, and I really like that about this. I think going low to the ground is going to be my favorite way of playing this. I don't like playing like that Vegeta swap evolve that, like, I can see my opponent just like critting the life and not caring. Like, I can literally see that happening. But if you do want to play that, I totally get it. Chain Attack Faja, these are just very very small targets, and they all draw a card, and they're cheap, so they can leave me an energy for something defensive. So many good defensive targets here. Chain Attack Faja is a great turn 1. She searches for my Unison, and then all of these guys, including Fasha, not only draw a card, but they're 15k when they have the Barrier 3 or the Bond 3. This guy, don't forget to activate main every turn. He draws a card, and he's going to be what, 25k. 10 attack Bardock is the most important one, because if you want to neg as much as possible, you want something that negs offensively, right? That's something Jiren gives you that Piccolo won't. But this guy is really good because you can swing with him, neg something, and then if they use a counter skill, you can KO something pretty big with the Piccolo Unison that you have because of his auto, and the negging going off first, because since you're a turn player, you're choosing your autos, and 10 attack Bardock has really good synergy with Piccolo Jr., so just remember that. This is just really good. Also, he's critical. Who doesn't like that? He's the only guy that doesn't really draw, but he's critical, and he has good synergy. So kind of like, if you want to choose between one of these Saiyans, and you're swinging with leader, you don't know who to pick, I guess I'll pick Fasha if I don't have a Unison yet, but I'd go for chain attack Bardock most of the time, even though Borgos is amazing. Borgos early game, Bardock late game when you're flipped. That's the play. When you play him, you draw one again, but bond 3, they're 15k. This card's really good. Offensively, you're going to activate battle. You're going to give 10k to your leader, so your leader is going to be 25. And you're going to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy, and it's going to give minus 30,000. With leader effect, it'll be minus 40,000, or minus 10,000 or something else. This is really good synergy, obviously, with your leader, with the Realm of Gods Ultra Instinct. Again, my toxic trait. Why didn't I put the SPRs in this deck profile? It would have looked so nice. A great card I love in this deck is Core and Tower Secret Medicine. For 1 energy defensively, you sense being your leader for the turn, and you give something minus 5,000 for the battle ignoring barrier. Really good against AOD, and again, negging. You're using a lot of negging. So, one reason I like this deck is I go really cheap offensively, and I leave an energy up for a great defensive play, right? That is gonna neg your opponent. Really good mid-range deck. I'd like to see how you guys build this. I think everyone's gonna build this a little bit differently. I've played this leader a lot past the ban, and this is about right on how I've been building it. I've gone a little higher, a little lower on the 1-drop Saiyans, but this is the build I like. As far as the sideboard goes, one really cool thing about this new best of 1 rule shit is because, like, usually I'd main Broly Crown, but if I know I don't need it, I can just cite it, because I know the best of 1 side rules are just right there, and I can just pick it up. Violent Race is right there, Topo's right there, BMS, making a Bora if I know I'm playing against Red Goku or something really linear, boring, that I know would get bodied by that card. If you're playing against Green, Vegeta, Resolve Renewed is really good, 10k for 1 energy. You basically, you counterplay the 15k that's getting played, and it goes straight to the drop area instead of being played. Better than Beerus Ball in my opinion, just because he's a 0.5k Saiyan that can be searched by your leader. 2 Koits, you have to run Koitsukai. After you combo him for 1 energy, you get to draw up to 2 cards, and then you put at the bottom of the deck the amount of cards that you drew, and your opponent can't play cards that are 20 or less unless they warp 2 every time. Really good. Obviously, we know what that is. And the 1 more Death Ball on the side, and 1 more Vegeta Royal Evolution. I believe the 3rd and 4th, respectively. The 3rd Death Ball and the 4th Vegeta Royal Evolution. I could run Death Ball at 4. It's a really good card. I took a page out of Eddie St. Hilaire's book. What do you guys think about my philosophy? One really exciting thing about this leader is that everyone has a different philosophy on value, on power, on their take on red. And that's one thing I love about this game, that it's so diverse, that there's different ways of building something that somebody loves. And I hope this helps at least one of you. Do you guys like the certain other way that goes a little taller in Unisons and in Evolved? Do you guys like the short version? Would you guys maybe try the U7 version that plays the UI Goku with the combo shit, you know? Do you think this deck has enough sparking to play some of the new U7 cards? Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys next time.